This is part 6 of modeling a time machine. First thing I want to do, I said I was going to do something with these buttons. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just select all these faces. Alright, some on the side, so I'm going to go Control plus, that gets the whole thing. I'm going to go P and break them out. And right away the buttons take the bevel, and I'm going to leave that as is. Good, we got that done. Now, I'm going to show you how this thing actually operates as a time machine now. How does this thing operate as a time machine? We've got the control panel, we got the lever, we got the battery source. This is obviously sort of futuristic, sci-fi kind of futuristic. But I want to add a retro touch to it, like this. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in a cube, and I'm going to move it over here and set the origin back to that there, or the 3D cursor back to that. I'm going to go Control 2, and then I'm going to add a cast of 1. We'll see if that does it. It does just a little bit. Go ahead and apply both of those, and Control plus, and Control 1 again. I'll look from the front, go into wireframe, and I'm going to delete this bottom half here. Take this, scale this in the Z, nice and flat. A little bit of roundness to it still. Let's Shift D, rotate Y 180. Bring that one down here. Like this. There, we can go back to solid view so we can see the thing. Let's just make sure all our polys are flipped. Okay. Let's Shift Alt and click both of those edges. And Control E, bridge edge loops. And we get this. Let's make sure we shade smooth. Okay, let's take this now and scale it down. And bring it closer to the panel so we can see. I want this to be able to fit in between the wires there. And it's going to need to be relatively big so you can see it, but I also want it to be kind of to scale. So I think maybe I'll go with that roughly, and we'll see from there. Okay, let's look down from the top. Let me know when you know what it is. Maybe you already know. And I don't know if I can make it look like the real thing anyhow. Let's go back here and just delete those vertices. And take this. E and S. This is just going to be my version of it, so I don't know how realistic it's going to look. Come in. And I go E and S a little bit, and then F to make a face. And yeah, I don't think that's thick enough. Just going to scale this in the Z. Yeah, it's rather large. Still. I think I'll put on an edge loop here to flatten that out. I'll go with that for now. Let's set the origin to that. I'm going to bring in a cylinder, 22 vertices. And where are you? Over there. Okay. I didn't do that quite right. That's all right. I'll just put it in there. That's okay, right there. Let's do that, and then let's extrude it, come up, yeah, and then let's just bevel back, do this kind of thing. Take this edge, bevel, but I don't need too many, just like one. And edge dip down here. Let's do control 1. Let's focus on that thing and get rid of that face. What do I need to hide it? I never know. Okay. Let's bring in a Taurus. And what do I got? 48. Let's go 24 and 12. Let's lower that to maybe there. Scale it down. Let's see, just that's enough from a distance. I go control 1 just cause. Okay, let's see, we're making a little watch. Now, before I go any further, let's take all of this, M, new collection, watch. This is going to be actually watch 1. And I'll explain that in just a moment. I'm going to bring that up. There we go. I come in here and I'm going to take one of these edges, these circles here, Shift D, and I'm going to bring it down to here. P and break it out. And hopefully that's still going in here. We'll see though. Yeah, okay. Set the origin of that. Now, this is an input of sorts. And so it's just real simple. How do I want to do this? Maybe we'll use solidify. I think I'm going to apply that. Yeah, when that happens and you see that, just hit N, go to your view, and adjust your clip start. Just be aware that that will affect when you use the cavity shader. So okay, so these I'm not putting holes. All right, these watches here are retrofitted with a little input. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these circles again, Shift D, pull it out, P to break it out. Let's make it a little bit smaller, extrude it in, and maybe I'll scale it down a bit. Not going to see that end anyhow, so it really is not going to matter. Let's just, what? No, let's not do that yet. Let's make this a bit longer. E and S will come out and back. And just something that maybe would stick in here. Let's see what this would be like if this was in. Alright, It's connected. Don't really see what's going on. And so, yeah, I don't know if it's worth putting thread on here, but maybe it is. Let's just get that up there. You might see one of them. I'll make them rather big, so they're a little bit more exaggerated. Nah, you're not really gonna see them at all. But anyways, they're there. Okay, I want to work on this end though. And it's gonna be very simple. Just come out and come back. Bevel. Okay. I think this needs to be bigger though, because it's going to be supporting the weight of the watch, as I'll show you in a moment. Let's take that much, scale shift Y. I'll come in. Now, I called this watch 1 because I'm going to make a copy of this first. And I've got, I guess, this thing as well. It doesn't matter. Shift D, pull it out. And I'm just going to call this watch. I don't need this piece. And this watch, I am going to save. And I'm going to take it, I'm just going to put it on the floor here without changing its orientation. And when I come to doing materials or textures, and I got to do some kind of a watch dial, I'm going to use this one. And I want it relatively straight. I'm just going to leave it sitting there. Okay. This one, however, is going to get turned. So I want watch 1. I'm going to look from the side, and I'm going to rotate this. I'll fix that in a bit. I'm just going to do this. There we go. Pretty much anyhow. I'm going to switch over to normal. And get it relatively centered. Okay. Now, I don't have to do a hole here. I kind of want to, but I don't know if it needs it. But this is, in general, how this would work. Now, there's another thing I need to do. So I'll consider a hole later. Whether or not it needs it, again, is a matter of debate. But the idea is you take the watch and you push it onto the input, but you also have to connect on the back. So I might take one of these to use, Shift D, and see if I can position that. On the other hand, it would probably be easier for me to go in here, to take this, Shift D, pull it out, P. Alright, it's not as circular as I would have liked, although I could have probably converted it to, let's see. Let's go in and see if I can change it to a circle easily, and I can. And it's got some weird geometry to it, but I could possibly use that. Anyhow. I think that's probably okay. I can delete that anyhow. And I'll just start with that. And take, is that face there? No, okay, oh yeah. Haha, there's more than just that one. Okay, well, let's get all this guy's stuff. That one. There we go, I think. this stuff. Yeah. Okie doke. You would adhere to there. And then what I was thinking was I would take this Shift D. Let's separate it and get rid of the mirror. And what I would want to do is I want to take you, pull you up here and go in. And I want this to attach to the front actually. So I'm going to take some of these points and do this kind of thing. Okay, and let's go back to global. What did we do here? Remove this. And I'm going to make this actually a slightly different size. Let's try 11. I want it to still be visible. And I don't want it to be too small. But that's what I'm thinking of, like that. You get the idea. Now, what else do I have to fix? Does that look okay? The idea anyhow. So this watch has all the same parts. You know, you could assume that, you know, maybe you could turn this to set the watch. I'm not going to worry about, you know, day and year and stuff. Just assume that this thing that tells the time can set the time that you want to go to. And maybe you could have a bunch of these in a little box or something. I'm not going to do that, but if you had a few of them, you could do that, or you just use the one. You set the time, you click it on there, and then you throw the lever, and that's how that would work. Before I go any further, let's check this. Okay. Is that any details you wanted to put on this? You could. I don't know that I really want to do much. And I certainly don't want to change this one and not the other one. I'm not really. This piece right there, actually. You see the slight darkness? Let's go back to global anyhow. Okay. So that's what we got, and that's how that would work. And probably I'm close to being done. Maybe I'll put a couple of lights, cameras, lasers attached to the bar, maybe not. And then start working on materials and other, maybe a couple of small things. Yeah, so there you go. There's now the nature of the time travel. Actually, there is one thing that I think I would do. I'll do it on this one. It's a minor thing, but it's a small bit more detail coming in here. And I'm just going to take this. I'm going to go E and Alt S, and then I'm going to push. I'll bring in an edge loop here and here. Actually, I'll make it relatively tight. Take this one and press GG. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah, that's enough for what I want to do. I just want to do that. And if I care enough, I could do it on this one too. This is just the demo watch. But we'll do it anyhow. Because it's fun to do. It won't be the same size exactly. But you'll get the idea. No, we're not doing that. Okay. So, I didn't make a hole in here, but I didn't for these either. So I think I'll probably leave it like that. And you might see some close-up renders like that, and you wouldn't really know. Cool. That's it.